Good afternoon, morning, good day. I am going to talk today a little bit about being prepared. And it's been interesting here in Texas, in addition to COVID and the craziness that that's brought into our lives. We've had a really big hailstorm recently that affected us, and a couple of crazy experiences with snow and cold weather, but actually lasted for over a week here, and that they call it snowvid here in Texas because it was during COVID, but it was a crazy snowstorm that really kind of put us all behind. It's been important to be prepared in lots of ways because we never know what's coming, and it kind of helps you be more peaceful and not feel as anxious when you're prepared, because we really don't know what's around the corner. I've always been a prepared person, but I wanted to give you just a few little tips. Of course, first aid and having Band-Aids on hand, and medicines if you're in need of having medicines handy. Food storage is important. I like to do long-term food storage, meaning that I have some things that last for a long time, like buckets of wheat that I grind to make flour, sugar, salt, some of the basics that can last a little bit longer. But I'm also an avid person for being prepared short-term food storage. I try to buy the canned goods that I use on a regular basis and always have some on hand and rotate them in my food storage so that I'm prepared. If something happens, our family has what they need. I also freezer food cook. Those who know me know that I've gotten in the habit of, when I had a big family, I would actually cook for a week and fill 2 freezers and a half full of meals so that I didn't have to cook for a year. I know that sounds a little crazy. I'll probably do another episode all about freezer food cooking at some point. But it has been such a joy because I really don't love to cook, and I can make healthy meals for a reasonable price, put them in the freezer, and then have the meals ready to go. Pull them out, defrost them, bake them, or, put them in the crock pot or whatever, and they're ready to go. That's great being prepared ahead of time when you're having busy days and you've got something ready to go. It's a good way to go. Those of you who know me know I love essential oils, and I think of them as my first aid kit. So I often use essential oils instead of medicines, not always, but often. And so that is being prepared for me as well. I have my favorite about probably 15 oils that I have multiples of that I'm just not ever willing to be without. So that if I have an ear infection, or if I have some pain, or if I have an upset stomach, or allergies, all the things that I deal with in life, I have something under my roof that I am prepared long-term to have something on hand. Water is so important. Do you realize we can live without food for a long time, but we can't live without water for a long time? So I would encourage you to have some water put away, and have, even if you just buy it in, gallons of water in the store, and just have some extras of those on your shelf. Joe and I like to have a big 30-gallon tub full of water. We need to rotate it once in a while. We don't do that very well, but it's important to have water on hand, because if we ever can't get water, how very important that will be for us. Sundry items, sanitary items on hand. I don't think we'd want to be without those things if we ever couldn't get them. So it can't hurt to have a little bit of extra on hand. Shampoos and soaps, and I just keep thinking of that snowvid week when we just couldn't go to the store, or things disappear off the shelf really fast, and you're left. It'd just be so nice to be a little prepared and have some extras of those things. When Joe and I were in Arizona, right in March in 2020, and the coronavirus, it kind of came to a crux at that point, and they started shutting everything down. And we were in Arizona ready to go to a doTERRA leadership convention, and they canceled the convention, but we were already there visiting with some grandkids. And so it was kind of weird because they were leaving to go on a vacation, and we had a hotel. We couldn't cancel the hotel. We couldn't change our flight, but the conference got canceled. So we were kind of stuck there in Arizona, which was nice, just staying in a hotel for a few days. And all the stories were crazy. It's like there's no food left on the shelves, and nobody has water. There's no toilet paper left anywhere. And here we are, away from our home, not able to do anything except wait for our airplane ride home in 3 or 4 days. And I'm just sitting there going, no, I have plenty of toilet paper. No, we have plenty of water. No, we're good. And we travel home, and I'm not worried. We had everything that we needed for a very long time. There was no need to rush off because we were prepared. And I'm just very thankful for that. Just way of living. So prepared ahead of time. We have other things in our lives that could be an emergency. It could just be a loss of job. It could be an accident that somebody has, or a sickness. And being prepared for times when there might not be the income you want to continue. Of course, we always want our income to continue, but what if our income stopped? Are you prepared with a little buffer? So we also have a firebox that we keep important papers in, and certificates and immunization papers and passports. We keep some cash in it and small bills in case we needed to grab something. We have a 72-hour kit, which is another great way to be prepared. And we keep that in a big 30-gallon trash can, a clean new one. And we use old backpacks so that it's just all in there, quickly able to take with us if we had to leave our home for any reason, with some food and some cash and flashlights and extra clothing, and just things that we would be really glad to have on hand if we had to leave our home in a hurry, and that we have those things ready. So all of this talk, it may seem doomsday-ish, or, oh my goodness, Shalene thinks the world's ending. And really, it's more about just living with a peaceful feeling. Because if I've gone to a little bit of effort to put these things together and have them ready, I don't have anxiety over things that happen in life. I just have calmness and peaceful feeling that I'm ready for what comes. I may not really be ready, because maybe it'll get worse than I ever thought, but I'm as ready as I can be. So I encourage you to do the same. You'll find some peace in preparation. I hope you have an absolutely joyful day. Thanks for joining me.